Lady has left knee pain in squatting. So we're going to first of all look at the knee itself to see how it is aligned and how it works with the squat. So you can see the knee is quite valgus just in standing. If I put my lower hand onto the tibial plateau, then I can feel that there's a certain amount of external rotation at the lower leg as well. So if you start just to come into your squat for me, and back up. So although the knee isn't aligned brilliantly, the knee itself is functioning how it should. So the screw home mechanism is working it straight away. There's internal rotation of the tibia under the femur. So it's working, it's just not aligned brilliantly. And if we look at whole body alignment, you can see poor control through the left foot here. As I said, the knee is valgus. Pelvis is rotated to the right in the transverse plane. The thorax follows, and so do the clavicles. So the left clavicle is anteriorly rotated and the right clavicle is posteriorly rotated. And she also has a cranial torsion to the right. Just put your hands on your tummy. The left hip is seated quite anterior in the joint. And the right one's neutral. If I begin with correcting the pelvis, and we'll see what effect that has on the other sites of failed load transfer. So unwind the pelvis, just take a couple of steps on the spot for me. So that makes the head and neck worse. But it maybe improves the knee and the foot slightly. But because it makes this worse, it's not the driver. So just walk it out again. Okay, so we'll correct the knee and see what effect this has. So if you want to take your weight over onto this side, I'm going to distract. And then bring that back over. Step up with your right foot and put it back down again. So the knee correction improves the foot. It obviously improves the knee. It improves the hip slightly. And the pelvis. But it doesn't improve the cranium. So I'm going to let that go. So now I'm going to try and correct the cranium, and we'll see what effect that has lower down. So I'm unable to completely correct the cranium. There's a resistance there, and I can see that the neck is getting worse. To correct the foot and see what difference the foot makes to alignment to begin with. So take your weight onto your right foot there. Okay, down. Lift this one up and put it back down again. The foot improves the knee and the hip and the pelvis. Let's just have a look. But it makes the clavicles worse and the cranial torsion worse. So just let that go. So now I'm going to try and correct the left hip and see what effect that has. So take your weight over onto the left side. Back. to pick up your right foot and put it down again. Relax your shoulders. So the hip corrects the pelvis. The neck feels a lot happier, as does the cranium. And the knee and the foot have improved as well. So far the hip is giving us the best correction. I'm going to just check for timing and to check what happens as we go into the squat. So go again and back up. So the neck and the head and the clavicles fail really quickly. So I'm just going to feel between now the neck and the hip to feel for the relative timing between the two areas. Okay, and the hip goes first. The hip fails before the neck. And the neck and the head and the clavicles all failed at the same time. So now we'll see the impact of the corrections into how the squat feels. So just want you to slowly go down into your squat for me. And back up. And how did that feel? Any easier? Yeah? So we'll compare that then to the knee correction and see which one feels the best. So take your weight over onto this one and back over into here. No, that doesn't feel as good. So the hip has the overall best correction for how the squat feels and how the body is aligned in standing.